Maya Jack Mohammedia. Apoye drop. Maya Jack Mohammedia. Maya Jack Mohammedia. Maya Jack Mohammedia. Apoye drop. Oh, Maya Jack Mohammedia. See the power say, oh, like you. Apoye drop. Maya Union Dennis and your back. Apoye. I've been the war. I've been the blow. Get the yonder. Say you go and say, Maya, Maya Yonder one is in your back. Yes, sir, oh, Maya. To so just say, oh, like you. I drop or I yes, I die. Mano, I don't know why you play yo. Maya travel like you. Or try it forever. Oh, yeah, pay your play. I be on your play. Put like yourself. You put like young man, you. I say, oh, by now. You was a nene glass. Say, oh, my God. You should just say, oh. You just say, oh. You just say, oh. Hey, my yourself, I'm like you. Looking. I say, oh, like you. This is a special birthday song for that dog. Jawali Jonetta Wele. We say happy birthday to you. Enjoy your new age. The graduate daughter. Not forgetting Shannon Taylor for Chicken Air. We want to remember her late daughter, Yolo Jira Wayno Taylor. Rest well. Not forgetting Brother Tony Wele Patu. Yasina So in Taxi. Mother Teresa playing on So in Rhode Island. Yeah, we are trouble. Edward, your birthday, Edward Luson, Capiada. I say, oh, that you. Yes, I say, oh, once I didn't know. I say, you put. Oh, I do this, wow, that you. Ante Orito So in Rhode Island. I said, my. Ante Helena, Poa, Rhode Island. Uncle Tommy So in Liberia. But yeah, we let Uncle Stanley So. Yes, young. Says Angie in Rhode Island. Anita Zian, Minnesota. Apoye draw. But you drop my old like them. Jonetta, well, I did drop my old. Or I see myself. My person looking. You just say, oh, like you. No, I bleed Daniela. Not run your way. You say, get it. Have you in your draw? When I go. Alfonso So, I look out like you. Many times of Mr. Alfonso So in the US. And now Alfonso's young soul. They could be up waiting. I try to say, what's your boy? Congratulations to that dog. Jawali Jonathan. Well, it is your birthday. I just say, oh, God, you better more like you. Not forgetting the cousins of the celebrant. Anita Zian in Minnesota. Minnesota. Uncle Jerry So, Rhode Island. And some important personality here, right? Not forgetting our late father, Johnny Zian So. Rest well, father. My birthday So, rest well. My nephew So, listen with. We are in a double celebration. Congratulations. It is your graduation and your birthday as well. We say happy birthday, congratulations. Our medical director. We want to say many thanks to all of the friends who attended the occasion. Dr. Jawali, extend our thanks and appreciation to you all. We call her Dr. Jawali Jonetta Wele. Kano, what's up? In Blabo, Gano. Moyon Maya in Blabo. In my way, and in my yo, I found the soul in my yoga. We are going to test it in the US. I'm going to be there. Celebration.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We'd like to say welcome. This is Liberia Popular Radio. We are located at the FDA Junction, Painesville, also have the nation's capital. Have you been in search of that platform to cover your wedding, loved one funerals, or political rallies? We'd like to say your worries are now over. Kindly contact us on these numbers appearing on your screen. Or better still, message us today on our social media platform, and we're going to be right at your doorsteps. To stay informed, kindly follow us today at Liberia Public Radio on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media platforms. My name is Tana James Kaba. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sunday's editions of the Examiner, airing live on the Liberia Public Radio, Lpr-Tv, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your lead anchor presenter, Alfonso Zienso, with a team of analysts representing different political views, spectrum. Dr. Mali Jones in the Ocean State of Rhode Island, Wharton Kettle, the converted Independence in Connecticut, the Liberal Progressive, Samson Blocko Branto, based in Saxton, Sacramento, California, Cissy Goyo in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Tara Collins in Minnesota, and of course, Koto Jala Balayans in the Garden City of New Jersey. They are here, and we will take on the issues making news headlines in Liberia, the Examiner. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am Alfonso Z, and so let's take this quick break here. Let's attend to something other urgent here this evening. So I will be right back.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion. Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Okay. Okay, so we said welcome. I'm Alfonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Welcome to the show. We just have to attend to quick business yet. Just bear with us. You know, Liberian people, time like this, it's summertime now. So all the people that have been dead almost 10 years ago, they stay dying and calling out, can't come family emergency. We all did that, so that's no big deal. We say good evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. This is the Sunday's editions of the Examiner. Here, my man Clarence Davis is in the house. That's the ally of the Liberal Progressive. We'll say good evening. Welcome. Thank you for your commitment. Pee Wee, my man Roy here in my own Ocean State. Good evening. Good to have you. Godwin Weirdo is here. And our own sister in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Anna. Hey, you look great. I saw you the other day. Like, oh man, my sister never grow old. NGO. Good evening. Good to have you. Thank you so much for your commitment to this network. Just do us a favor. Hit the share icon button to invite someone. If I'm audible, somebody please give me a thumbs up, because while I was on here, I got a little bit distracted with phone calls. Somebody not honoring shift tomorrow morning. That's part of it. Also, want to welcome you very shortly. The analyst is going to be here. So we're going to examine what we need to examine here on this network. As usual, we say as it should be. It's not necessary to your pleasure, but we do respect your views, your opinion, and your point expressed on this network, because we strongly believe it's all about Liberia, not necessarily for us as facilitator. And we do recognize that. So feel free as well to get us here. Oh, Beniko Balanita, I'm following from Concotan, Monrovia, Liberia, West Africa. Beniko, thank you so much, Mr. Newton, if you were to call you. Joining us this hour, I believe it's a little after 12 a.m. And that is why when we come on this platform, it's important that we really have an honest conversation, because there are people who really want to know, oh, this is the wrong banner. There are people who need to know exactly what is going on. They also share their views. They also share their opinions of what is happening. And that is very, very vital. So Beniko, we say thank you, wherever you got that data from, to join us this evening. May A4 multiplied. I don't know how you're going to get there, but we really, really appreciate. We also welcome your comments, your tweet, your agreement, disagreement with us. That's what we do here. You have the right to agree with our talking point as well. You as a librarian, because whatever we do, whatever we talk about here is about the country. And we all need to recognize that people don't necessarily have to agree with us. This is where we should set ourselves apart than the ordinary folks, because as we facilitate this conversation, our goal is to create and tell them the truth. And you must also validate what we say. You must verify. Don't just agree with us. We should not incite ourselves, because the media is the force that stands in the gap between governments, the citizenry, to have the flow of information. And that's why sometimes when people with media personality, when they take side, but the system, the time has also evolved. We all know exactly what is going on across country. People have to tie themselves with political institutions in order to be accommodated. That is fully understood. We are aware of that. But somebody must stand in the gap to say, I'm going to be the icebreaker in this whole thing, by creating the plain level field conversation. You, be a sedition, be a Wiashin, be a UPs, be a Boashins, whoever they are, they have the right to associate with any political institutions or someone that they strongly believe in. But I think we must bring a genuine conversation, authenticity to these national discourse. that is very, very vital. And we call on them, challenge them to also take the bull by the horn. That even those that you support, if they are not doing it the right way, you must have the guts to speak it out because it's for the country. So for us here on LPR, now all of us, we have a guy here who is beyond ridiculous because of his political attachment. So when he comes here, he blows the trumpet of cheering up. So he made a public declaration here, whatever it is. That is okay. But for me, as a lead angle here, I see myself to stand in the gap to balance the conversations, accommodate all views, what I agree or disagree. It's not about me. It's about the country. That's how they think about the country, that's how they think about their government. I might have a difference with them. I might have my opinion. I might have my voice. That is okay, but I will also respect their view and their opinion. I will exercise that tolerance. That's exactly what we always like to admonish our viewers. You can agree with David. David can disagree with Clarence. But all we call for is civility. This is why they have what they call the round conference table. What they're having conference is because of disagreement. I see a different way, you see a different way, she sees a different way. But we sit around the table and we discuss those things and put it into context. Whatever applicable at that time, it will be applied to the process if that's what required to make it work. And that's why we have these national conference. I want to thank you so much this evening, whatever you are, from Morovia, other parts of the world. I meant Nero joining us from Louisville, Kentucky. We say thank you for joining us. Hit the share icon buttons and invite someone to the company. We'll try to activate the line here. Tell us going on. The Guinea borders conversation is on. The drugs issue. Where are we as a people, as a nation? Where is the leadership? Who's to be held accountable at this point in time? How do you feel the directions of your country? What is lacking? What do you want your president to do? Where is the opposition? Is the opposition forceful into this process, or are they waiting on the eve of 2029 to begin to talk their political talking point? All of these and many more will be right here on today's editions of the Examiner. I am Alfonso Z, and so hopefully the analysts will join us here and we'll have the conversation. And even if not, I want to activate the line and we'll have this conversation. Stay tuned. I will be right back. Let's take this quick commercial commitment and I will be right back.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Teacher, whatever but you make him, you give him statement to make publicly because he believes in you. We will deal with you one by one. I told you yesterday, I didn't come on this platform to see you myself make plow today. We're not even talking with color speak from each other. You myself may plow today with color speak from each other. But I come on the platform here, year or so. Be here, say President Waka be dancing for you to come and ruin people's life, for you to make Liberian people so, but something do your lie. Include me into your lying behavior. I don't lie.
This is a complete out of frustration by the liberal progressive, the Boasians, a strong supporter of Jose Newman Boyka. That's the liberal progressive. We say good evening. Welcome. We want to open this line here. River says Pro is in the house. Prince Sherry, we are Shens, Seditions, all of the Shens, they are here. Of course, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Evelyn Collins is here, a strong supporter of his network. Good evening, Beauty. Welcome to the show. So you heard him. It's actually coming from him. He's dancing. What do you expect to hear from this guy? Someone who comes out and say he's dancing, but then he moving the goalposts, shifting the game, shifting the talking point, that someone gave something to the president, and so it is that person's fault. How realistic that is. So the question becomes, the Liberal is very dishonest, a very dishonest old man. Very dishonest woman. He's involved, and that's why he said he's involved. And someone who is involved, then in a minute, in a second, you would never know their position. That's exactly who he is. So what he's doing now, he's removing the main character and trying to shift the narrative and hold someone who's just a bad man. Somebody, I think he probably, that individual might be the second or third party that present that to the president. Before the president mounts the podium, everywhere, protocols, everything has to be arranged. His speech or whatever comments, if he's going to be speaking Esperanto, he will say it, but it's something that in the photo, it will be in that photo and it will be placed on the podium, and the president will speak. That means number of folks, the security advisor, presidential press secretary, economic advisor, all of those people will review the president's speech. But the concept of deliberate argument that he does not, because he knows that those people lie, so he removing himself. He does not want to be part of the lying family. But he's there. There's no way that we can remove him. He's a very smart woman, don't get me wrong. Engineers are naturally smart, and so he wants to use those measurements of the road, how to construct a bridge, how many, blah, blah. That's what he wants to bring here. But we're not going to allow him to fly that away yet. Look, Papi, you want to be dog, be dog. You want to be cat? Be cat. Don't be dog cat. Welcome to the Sunday's editions of the Examiner. You see, I don't like to speak on the back. Like people, let me just break in. The Liberal Progressive, Samson Blocko Brownto, is based in Saxton, Sacramento. My dear brother, good evening. How are you doing this Sunday?
Good evening, Mr. So. Thank God. God is still blessing us, and we say thank God for everything. I'm glad to be on your show again this evening.
Good to have you here. You know the warning I got, right? Do I need to re-echo that?
What you mean warning? I think weather warning.
Warning, but
is there snow coming in your area already?
No. Listen, it is an honest advice as to how we should prosecute our conversation, to what we need to do. But that's the good thing I like about this network. We all were willing to learn. We don't profess as if we know it all. But like for some of you who took side, you guys are easily carried away, and you're quick to get in your feelings and all of that. But anyway, let's see what we can examine here. Look, Liberal Progressive, a lot is ongoing. By the way, I slept good today for the longest time in I don't know how many days a week. What is the normal sleep hour? They say what, 8 hours or 7?
For you?
No, I mean the natural number. For you see that
for you, 24 hours.
24 hours. You sleep 24 hours.
For you, 24 hours. You require 24 hours sleep.
To sleep?
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave it there. So, a lot is going on, and this requires real national conversations. Hammer Edith, good to have you here. Welcome as well. Prince, if you want to come, Prince Double, good to have you here. My man Sly is in the building. Sherry, if you want to join this conversation towards the square to spice it out here, because we don't even know what happened to that year convention too. We can talk all of that. We can examine. It's not only government we're going to examine, though. We're going to examine the opposition, those who are the talking here as well, right? Is that a fair deal, Liberal? Yeah, okay. But look, man, where are we now? I saw there's something from the front page article. A lot of people being implicated. People who supposed to even prosecute the whole drugs thing. It seems to be caught into the cookies jar.
Mr. So,
How does the president handle this?
Mr. So, again, thanks to the audience. Good evening to all of you. Samson Toll, Lpr-Tv, of course. We will be here and try to do our best. But Mr. So, when we come on this platform,
I'm not hearing you, liberal.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I can hear myself on the radio.
I will let you know.
I can hear myself.
That's not me. So whatever you're doing,
I can hear myself. I'm on live. Everybody can hear me. Only you can't hear me.
You're not audible.
I am audible. People can hear me. I can hear myself speaking on the radio.
You want to come back in? I think your system.
So I can hear myself. I don't have the problem. The problem is with you.
Me, it's right in.
Terry Collins, can you hear me or not?
I'm not hearing you.
Bring
Man.
Terry on.
Go on. Let me see. Hello,
Terry, can you hear me? Throw your finger up. Throw your thumb up. You can hear me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Now I can hear you.
Terry can hear me. You don't want. I want to.
Sorry. That's my fault. Something.
The examiner don't want.
Hold on. Something here. Let me just take a quick commercial break and do adjustment from my end. I'm sorry.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Make a connection here. Something blew off here.
I'm not audible now, Mr. So.
All right. Just bear with me. You see, the people, when they come on program, that's something.
You want me to fly to Rhode Island to help you set it up? I can do that.
Just bear with me.
You can hear me, so I can talk about Babati now. I can hear myself. You want me to come help you? Say you need help, I can come to Rhode Island and help you. You can hear me.
Let me go ahead. Let's see.
Here we go. Can you hear me now? You can hear me. You can hear me.
You can
hear me. You can hear me.
I even read.
Can you hear me now?
This two today.
All right, folks, I'll take over the examiner fire. Good evening to all of you. The Lpr is in charge. Those of you that were coming and thinking,
I know you hear me, except I'm not hearing you guys. Gentlemen, just bear with me. Let me
go out and come back. I'm in control.
Yeah, that the audio system go on.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed.
Hey, we are good now. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us now?
Yes. It's my fault.
We've been talking good thing about you the whole time while you were gone.
You will never talk good thing about me. That one. You have crucified me. So that one. It's my fault. That's the good thing about us who are independents, who believe in fairness. When we go wrong, we have made it. All right. Actually, it's my sister that went. Oh yeah. Welcome, Minister Victor B. Smith. My friend, long time. Good to have you here. I'm not sure whether you're inside Liberia or you're here, but it's good to have you. Good evening. Okay, Terry, good to have you as well. Happy Sunday.
Good night, Mr. Smith.
Terry, are you there?
Yeah, Terry, yeah.
I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah, much loud and clear. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, Reverend.
Yeah, Mr. So happy Sunday to you and Lpr, and all of that. And our people on there. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Look, Terry, man, my house up, even though sometimes I can disagree with you, but I want to thank you so much. The commitment, the sort of rational conversations you bring. you bring up, to this discourse is very, very much important. We agree, we disagree, but I've gotten a lot of feedback. Except people say, well, the terrorist seems to be now he's been corrupted by the liberal that I
Wow.
can speak to it. Oh yeah, I'm not sure where it is good or bad, but I mean terror is terror, and so I'm not sure what I liberal here. Okay, good to, Prince. I'm not seeing what the Prince share is. I'm going to put a number out here very shortly. If you want to keep, Prince, you know the number 781. You want to keep on the phone, that's okay. If you can't come by the audio,
So, Mr. So,
go ahead. Go
good
ahead,
evening
Lebo.
to all the audience. Victor Smith, good evening to you as well. Thank you for joining us all the way from Liberia. We appreciate you, sir. But look, Mr. So, those of us, and I will say this again, those of us that supported this president wholeheartedly, we were not taking a back seat. And so when we criticize from a position of strength, in that we are not criticizing because of jealousy. We are not criticizing because we want their position. We are not criticizing because for some reason we think that something else needs to be done. No, we're criticizing because we want them to do the right thing. From the initial stage of this government, those that were supposed to be, and has always been arguing this, that indeed the president should have brought in John Monroe. And the day Amos 12 acted foolishly to John Monroe, I went at Amos 12 here for a whole week. Because I believe the like of John Monroe in any government in the Republic of Liberia. Not that he's gonna stop the corruption, but there are people who will be working, will learn from him and bring the independence that he has in him to make sure things are done correctly. The government of the Republic of Liberia is not a banana republic. This is the government that was elected, duly elected. But when you are employing people in this government, we always stated this. Don't employ people where the president himself told people are guiding on the government. I don't know some of them.
So, okay, Mr. Toll, let's do this. I hate to interrupt. I mean, the house is in full. Mr. Sherry is on the phone. We're going to keep him there to form part of this conversation, and we will the lead angle. The chief facilitator of this program can interrupt, can call any speaker attention at any time. And so when we ask you, please just hold a peace, because sometimes it's becoming annoying to the audience when we're having this sort of crossover talking. They don't understand what we say. So let us respect one another's views. Just jot down if anybody says something that you know against your party, your so-called political leader, your will. Just jot down and we'll give you the fair share. So just hit your talking point and then I will spin through the room and then you the first, I will come back to you. What do you want to examine this evening?
Thank you. My talking point is that this government must be criticized. But you must criticize this government with responsibility and sincerity. Now, I also want to say here to my daughter, who have criticized me lately, that I need to somehow take second look of the type of presentation that comes from me, and I'm taking that to heart because I respect her and I want to make sure that she's happy with what I'm doing here. However, the liberal, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I will do it because I respect her.
Here we go. More can never leave the black hand behind. Always a tight condition. Dr. Malus Jones. No, I can't have my co-host. Yeah, you gotta be closer. Let's listen with somebody here to know. Okay, let's go to Terry. Terry is the second person, and then I believe Prince. No, Dr. Malus, then Prince and Keta. No, Terry. too much is ongoing inside Liberia. What do you want to examine this evening?
But why your sandwich, my papa, in the middle? The guru, the political guru. Why you decided
That's how
you
you.
and you and oh
Okay, you come to you now. So
wow.
love it. I love it. I love
Wow.
it. He did it, not
Look
me. Not me.
no, that's not fair. That's not fair to the
No, I
political
want
group.
let them stay up there, Terry. Let them stay up there. Let them stay up there.
So you got Keto up there with our redemption hospital, Sonny, all the time. It's not a job, we have project. But anyway, Mr. So, thank you for the show, Dr. Mali, the Keto and all of that. Thank you guys for coming on. And my concern have to do with the DEA boss resignation. I think that's an issue. The DEA boss resigned because Martin Colley. And I think this is why our country needs sophistication. You see, people jump all over the place and just do anything anyhow. You know, why did the government allow for the DEA boss to resign or to recuse himself? That is my concern tonight because Martin Colley just put different picture together and post it on Facebook. Everybody running with it. Then the DA boss say, okay, I will recuse myself so y'all can carry on investigation. The C men that have been tracking the drugs and arresting it from point to point. Insecurity, they got something that the security can do. Sometimes they will take something from you to trace you, to track you. I don't understand. I read it, Liberia. I know because somebody in Europe and because they in Europe, so anything, somebody who have no security knowledge. Just jump on. He's not a journalist. He's not a career journalist. He's not a security. He's not an investigative journalist. He just jumped from in the corner and posted all kind of stuff. And then people running behind it and say, oh, these are facts. These are evidence. None of what he posted is evidential. None.
Terry, hold your pace. Don't let your pressure go up here, please. I don't think we have that policy here. Anybody, something for us to do it.
That country need God, labor.
Yeah, just everybody talk your point one at a time, and we intend to go through each and every one concern that matters, and we can allow our audience to participate. Like I said, we'll try to do it differently and make some improvement where our folks are having concern. Let me go to Dr. Mali, and from there I will join Prince Sherry. Mr. Sherry is on the line from the nation's capital area. Dr. Mali, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, CEO and Nenako, Libra, and Mr. Carter. Well, my attention is drawn today on the statement made by Miguel. And the statement is Liberia is bleeding. And that statement took me by storm. And I wish to go into detail later.
The nation is bleeding. In what context? I don't know how he went there. Okay, and like I said, we have on the line Mr. Prince Sherry. Prince Sherry is a strong supporter of former President George Weah. We were recently in the conventions, and we are hearing they are coming back. So he will be participating in tonight's conversation. He will stay on this line with us to see where or what he wants to examine as a Liberian. Mr. Sherry, good evening. Happy Sunday.
Yes, thank you, Mr. So. Happy Sunday to you and all of our astute, panelists on this platform. A special recognition goes out to our brother, Mr. Walter Keto, who is a tireless fighter for democracy in Liberia and continue to propound those issues that will alleviate our people from the narco state, honor an 89-year-old man. So, Brother Walter Keto, our hats off to you. Basically, there are two issues that we have on our agenda or that we are concerned about. The first issue has to do with the cosmetic approach of the Boeka-Koon-led administration to, fight these drugs and to, shield especially members of the first family, who it is now clear from all of our reports that we have gathered both nationally and internationally, that the first family is directly involved. The approach of the Bweka Kong administration to, cover up these people who are very close to the first family, basically the executive. And the second issue has to do with the communication that we see, the back and forth between the Minister of Justice and that of Mr. Kolako, who is the superintendent of the Monrovia Central Prison. It is concerning, it is worrisome that the government of the Republic of Liberia, we want to honor the cover of darkness, brick prison, so as to allow people who are very dangerous to our society, people who are very dangerous to the world, to, let them out. And also, we will be looking at the government-owned lackadaisical attitude towards the international, intervention. Remember, we have always called, and on this platform, we call for our international partners to be able to, intervene in this matter. And we want to say thanks to one of our partners, that is the United States of America, that have intervened. But unfortunately, this government is doing everything to, weaken the effort of our international. So these are things we'll be looking at. Thank you.
We'll go into the details. And by panelists, contributors, analysts, please take note of each one specific topic, because we want to scramble over it. We want to critically to review it, put it under the microscope to see whether there's bacteria, and we safeguard it. If it is not good for Liberia, we put it underwater once and for all. Let's go to Connecticut.
We can't do that. Walter, Carter, and Prince Sherry share the same idea. So what's the point?
I established the ground rule here. So you and Terry share the same idea?
No. He's a rescue 2. I'm rescue 1.
Okay, so he's a sedition, he's a reaction. So let's make progress, please, today Sunday. I say, yeah, black monkey can lead a black hand beyond. Let it lead a hand beyond tonight. So let's go to Walton. Carter is based in Connecticut. Carter, are you there? Good evening.
Thank you, CEO, and I would like to say hi to my brother, Prince Sharif, a strong fighter of the Blue Revolution. Salute to you. And I would also like to greet the pastor here, Dr. Male, and the laborer. They feel progressive on this platform. Look, my talking point that has to do with two very important things that came out today in our society on social media and print media and all the different media. One is the old drug situation in our country. That's just general. We're going to speak about it in depth. And then the border issue. It's a new update from the border that the Guinean are asking the Liberian soldiers on security to move from the second post. Remember, we used to be at the Solomon border, right at the water. The Guinean move us from there, push us backwards into Foya. Now they are asking us to move from the place that we had our checkpoint deep in Foya, so they can come and take over the place. We are hearing that they will be there tomorrow. Somebody called from the border and said, I think the river rise up, it got full. So the Guinean soldiers no more sit over there because the water already finished covering that area. So they want to move into deep into Liberia and into the Foya area. And they're telling the security people to leave. And these are something I want us to discuss tonight because it's very important. And I know we will be going back and forth. But Libra, please get your Tylenol because it's going to be hectic tonight for you.
Here we have it. They are here, far and near, from Sacramento to Minneapolis to the Ocean State to Connecticut, Washington, D.C. I am Alfonso Z, and so this is the Sunday editions of the Examiner. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sunday's editions of the Examiner, airing live on the Liberia Public Radio, Lpr-Tv, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your lead anchor presenter, Alfonso Z, and so with a team of
Welcome, our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your Sunday evening. We'll say happy Sunday. If this is your first time, this is the Liberia Public Radio, and I am your host and presenter. Again, folks, no interruption, no intrusions unless you are called by the lead angered. We will have to get this in place. Please take note, please jot down your point. If somebody says anything against your leader, your party, and you think you need that rebuttal, so in the interest of fairness, we will do that. No interruption. Let's get the ball rolling. The Liberal Progressive, you are the first to go. What is your worry to the extent that your point here is so important tonight? What are you worrying about, if there's any?
Thank you, Mr. So. I'm not worrying much because President Baka is in full control, so I'm not worrying much. However, what I am concerned with is the inability of the folks that President Baka have asked to help him carry out his agenda. And as I was saying earlier, when we started this thing from the very beginning, I was on here every night almost, asking that the president make John Monroe the point guard, the point person. In other words, everything, including employment, into the government should be going through John Monroe. I also argue that if you depend or employ people based on their affiliation with the election process, how much that person talk for you to win the election, you're not doing the government a favor. You're not doing the Liberian people a favor. This is not a banana farm. This is not a farm for President Baka. This is the republic for which he himself told us that he would do nothing as usual. Everything going to be different. But yet, when they decided to bring in the sitting government, the people who were supposed to help him, they brought people based on friendship. They brought people based on relationship, family relationship, what have you. And when you do these kinds, you can only do it not even in your own house, because you're going to get nothing good. People will try to manipulate the system because of your relationship with you. And this is exactly what we're seeing now. The very first time our own brother Emotua decided to degrade John Monroe here, and I went at Emotua for a whole week because I thought his behavior was ridiculous. But this is what we have. We have the drug issue is not going away. And it's difficult for us to those of us who want to tout the president achievement. It's difficult to do that. The president is this administration have brought in so many earth-moving equipment. We don't even talk about it. We don't know what they do in the county, how they get into this county. We're not discussing it. Every day, the only thing we discuss is a drug issue because people fail to carry out the true policy of this president. Last day, Mr. So, with the issue of the border, Guinea has to be very careful. You can only push people around for so long. Sooner or later, Liberians going to take law into their own hands. And they will not even wait for the president to make that declaration. So, Guinea, you don't have anything over Liberia to say you're going to push people around. You can't do that. And if this thing goes south on us, it's going to hurt all of us, not just you in Guinea.
Okay.
One thing, Mr. So, if you don't mind. With respect to the drug issue, and the media involvement, let me just say this here, one more thing, please, if you don't mind. And the media involvement, it is so unique in our society that if CDC decided they want to come back, this is the testing point. Liberians will not be naive anymore to allow the like of CDC to come and plunder this country into darkness. It's not going to happen. CDC can come in, but Liberian will make sure that you come in from the very first day you will do the work you say you want to do. Because Liberia eyes are open and we are no longer stupid.
Okay, so I'm going to spin the wrong once I call your name. So the conversation now, we're going to jump on the liberals talking point to scramble over what you pick out of there, and then we're going to give people, there will be a time allotment here. What I still find difficult, and the liberal kept pushing this narrative that is so much bizarre and troubling to me, is that the people bring people around the president, the people bring this. I'm not sure how he's shifting this and how long can this survive. So let me go to Kata.
Well, yeah, I'm your CEO.
I want a reaction from the liberals' analysis on those things that he just talked about. If we can do a minute and then another 30 seconds, and then I go to the next person, please. Within the time frame.
Look, CEO, the liberal is only playing the guilt trip around here. The problem is the liberal and his legs. They say so much about this president. They said so much about this president, convincing the Liberian people that this president knew what he was going to be doing. He Mr. Clean. He's everything. But today, the liberal self can go in his closet and cry because he ain't on the show. Liberal is crying in his heart now. But he cannot muster the courage to say this president is inept. Because by saying the president is inept, it clouds his judgment, the liberal judgment. And as an engineer, the liberal say his judgment is a perfect one. Because engineers are sound people that can make sound judgment when they're doing things. Because the lives of people are in their hand for the things they build. For the liberal to trust somebody, to promote somebody, push the narrative, things that he does not even know about the person, years after years, to the extent that people will label him to be part of the line team, calling the rescue team. For the liberal to come out and say, oh, I'm disappointed the president is inept, it shows that the liberal side has a little bit of baggage behind him. So he will never say that. Instead, he will blame the people that around the president. No, the Liberian people did not vote for deputy directors, ministers. The Liberian people voted for President Joseph Nima Parker, Vice President Kuhn, and the legislators, the entire legislators. So we should put the blame on them.
Thank you very
They
much.
are the cause of the. Thank you.
All right. So let me come to Terry. Let's see whether we want to get a scripture, biblical versions of this conversation here this evening. So Terry, let's turn the camera off a little bit. Your ally, your guy is saying, wait a minute, that's not a big guy in the room. Even though the big boy in the room is the principal decider, he makes the decisions. He should know who he brings closer. But your guy is saying that's not the case. So I'm not sure who are the people he's referring to. Do you in accord with the liberal argument?
Well, the liberal opinion is his right to his opinion. And from his point of view, that is how it is. And partly agree with liberal's point of view because everybody have the right to employ people, a political party and a political structure carried out by a government carries a lot of responsibility. And those who bring people to the president that the president employ are supposed to be responsible enough to carry out those functions. We do blame the president if things go wrong, but the truth of the matter is everybody should be held responsible for anything that they do in government because the president is not going to tell you to steal. The president is not going to tell you to corrupt. When you come, you submit your CV. The president cannot go over 5,000 CVs to employ everybody. That's why the president got people that will take the job to do that, the vetting and all those kind of things. When you do the vetting, there are only certain jobs the president will recommend by, advising, people advising him and all of that, certain key positions. But he trusts those in his employ that he specifically chose to work along with him to say, look, This is my standard. This is what I want. And they are responsible to do their job. They are responsible to look for these people based upon their credentials and recommend employment for them based upon their credential, the vetting process. You go through the process. But the president or the CEO of any institution, like you are the CEO now, you can't tell if you're not responsible for if one of your journalists go and cause trouble somewhere. So if one of your journalists go and cause trouble somewhere, or one of Terry on this network go cause trouble somewhere, will we hold you, will the people of this network hold you responsible for bringing me on the network? No.
Okay, what a fascinating conversation here. But before I go to Mr. Sherry and Dr. Mali here, let me just do a quick follow-up. It's an argument, is it as equivalent to the last time around when we all found Josh Weah, President Weah, the Jefferson Koji, the Nathaniel McGee, benevolent dictators, all of those people? Was that the same conversation that we had, that we were not holding, we were holding them responsible, and now we are?
Exactly. The conversation that makes us to say Weah is responsible is because Weah did not take action on those who committed crimes in his government and those who did things that were contrary to the government until UN started putting sanctions. Even under UN sanction, he still did not take action. That is where now the responsibility comes on him. So if President Boca, like what he's taking action on, if President Boca refused to take actions on those within his employ that misbehave, then the responsibility, he bears the responsibility of that particular person.
Okay.
That is where I'm coming from.
What a good cutting edge here. I think Prince Sherry will be the rightful person to argue this point, and I'm going to reserve the independent to do the final verdict here. Prince Sherry.
Yes, sir.
You listen to the liberal progressive, you listen to Tara Collins. Well, the law of yesterday is not the law of today. This is what we're doing now. You guys didn't do this yet. Any contrary view?
Yes, first of all, let me just say that we hold the Labour Progressive, our own father, a big brother in high esteem. We think that he's a living history. And we always cherish and admire the wealth of knowledge that he brings to these discussions. But we believe that this is the time that he has to resuscitate his character that has been dragged in the mud by a government that he trusted from day one, verged for, and put his character and everything on the line for. To Pastor Terry, I think this is the time that you should use to be very sincere, to be very honest, and redeem the soul of the many people who believe in you from the very beginning, who you convinced to be able to vote for this government. I think this is the time that you should genuinely repent and tell the Liberian people that you are in error. But having said that, let's move to the issue. I'm listening to him saying that the United Nations put members of, the CDC-led government on sanction. No, that is a mistake. We all know that that was the Magnitsky sanction. And it is clearly written in that particular Magnitsky, entire document that that is a political sanction. The United States of America reserve the right, even today, to put sanction on whoever they want to put sanction on using that particular Magnitsky Act. So it is not a process where one would say that it is void of politics. It is 100% objective. No. These are just political tools that are used to either, bring pressure to bear on a particular regime or to be able to, have their way through, as big brother, as the political godfather. These are things that they use in order to, to get their way through. So we understand that it is clearly written in that particular Magnitsky Act. So for you to use that to, judge the government, I think that is an error. That is one. Listening to our own big brother, the Labour Progressive, blaming other people. It is comical. It is unfortunate that when you yesterday told the Liberian people that you are putting your life on the line for this man that has all of the wealth of experience, who have worked in government, has 45 years plus, and he has served as vice president, for 12 good years under one would say one of the most experienced politicians, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. For you to come here and tell us that, you are blaming people around the presidency then I think this is a poor excuse. And these are things that should not be uttered on this platform that has high credibility, and especially coming from you, that a lot of us have great respect for. Now, one thing you must understand is that Mr. Brecker is not a novice to this particular, seat or to the presidency. Amongst all of the people who ran for the presidential election in 2017, Mr. Brecker claimed to be one of the most experienced men, and you said it on this platform, and that was the reason why you said we should vote for him. Now, he didn't win, but what we observed, that you people are trying to now segment Mr. Brecker from his incompetence. I think it is an error. I think it is false. You must be sincere to take the fall. Mr. Brecker told us that he's competent. Now, you saw what happened.
Prince, thank you so much. But I'm going to give you a 30 seconds. I got a specific follow-up question. Do you think, because Terry Day made a strong point here, do you think, in your own word, use two words to describe, if former President Weah took actions, and if you can be specific, against some of the former government officials for which he paid a political price, was yet in? Do you think he did enough?
Yes, His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah did enough, and we must commend him. One thing you must understand is that government is now run by people here, see, and they say. Somebody can say, oh, well, Samuel Tuesday stole $8,000, so therefore sack the man. We have the Court of Competence Jurisdiction, which the Unity Party tried, and they were defeated face down. So His Excellency doing...
example you can point to say yes?
Yeah. So the former housing boss, you know of the former housing boss. The former housing boss was dismissed. You are aware of that. And there were a couple of people, even at the level of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, where these people, they were suspended and forwarded to court. You also know of the passport saga with one of our brother who was also, suspended. And, upon his investigation, he, left from the country. So there are so many instances. So for our brother to come and sit here and say, well, there were no actions taken, just these few that I have, outlined, tells you that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah took action. But again, President Weah will not act based on hearsay and DC, but he will act based on facts.
Thank you so much. All right, Dr. Malleh, this is where you become the middle guy, the MASH commissioner here. Everybody protecting his or their own alligator. Getting on the defense, we did this. And for those of us in the middle, to how we see it differently. You listen to the Liberal, you listen to Keto, you listen to Terry, you listen to Prince. Draw a fine line here for me.
Well, before we delve into this, I don't want all to politicize this platform. We have to be very objective. For the record and the record of our listeners, we have former President George Manneh Weah. We do not have President George Manneh Weah. So that just for the historical record and for our listening audience. Now, I want to be very clear here that government is a structural institution. It has its own pitfalls and missteps. And this is applicable to all government, including the former President Weah government. But the difference here is the magnitude of activity that takes place under that government. In the first place, every president don't have the scientific eye to see whether who they bring into government will be sincere or loyal. We're going to judge them by their performances. So the difference here now is which of the president might have taken action on certain things. What George Weah document, according to political analysts, some will say yes. According to some school of thoughts, some will say no. So there is no specific yardstick to determine the performance of a minister. But we can make a guess. For instance, you have something called retreat. You go to retreat as a means to do some assessment and follow up and see where there are pitfalls in some of the administration, okay, in the offices of some of these people. So I would want for us to base some of our hardcore argument on facts. Then the issue of the sanction. No matter how we classify the sanction, be it a Magnitsky's Act, is political. It originated from America, linked with Russia. They decided to impose it on some government official in Liberia under former President Weah administration. That is a fact. So no matter how we describe it, sanction is stigmatizing. It helped to demean. It had an effect on the country. If some of your ministers are being sanctioned, it has a lot of interpretation. So we cannot whitewash that. And lastly, the president don't have eyes to see everywhere. You can even move one Liberian right now and put in another Liberian. That will not solve the problem. What will solve the problem is institutional discipline.
Okay, quickly here, Dr. Malley here. This pressure cooker seems not to still be working as anticipated here. According to Ponde, according to other school of thought, according to Mari, what? What's your own file line? The both.
The file line here is that we are running a human institution. We are not running a scientific institution, and so we got to draw a line. And the line we're going to draw, we got to be objective. Where there were some good things, we say it. Where there were some bad things, we say it. In the Georgia government, there were some good things, there were some bad things. It's not everything that was bad. So the same thing with this government.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so Liberal, I want to give you 30 seconds to recap your point before I move to this. Is there anything that you left out you thought would be useful to your conversations you brought out?
Hey, still you're not getting me the line?
Oh, hold on one second. I thought all of you rescue 3 years. All of you the same?
Also, he personally decided to keep us down.
No, I'm coming to you. Okay, hold on one second. Let me go to rescue 3. Let him make his point here, and then you it. Yeah, let's hear your clarity.
Hey, CEO, how you doing?
Good. Happy Sunday.
Good year, Karen, and Malay. Good evening. You see, our brother there from the Adla, they are very much dishonest. We're talking about leadership of the country. They won't always compare Baka leadership with Jawia leadership. We are not fighting karate here, not Shaolin Master here. What Kalasco and Jawia going on the field and getting and practicing karate. We are running government here. And the fact of the matter, the government, the president have been taking strong action against it. The old people that he brought on board, I think we should commend him for that. Besides that, the situation always had saying that, the foreign project, where the money came from. Can we ask them where the former president get the money? Who the friend that provided the plane for the former president? Where the money came? Because the cartel had so many ways of maneuvering their way. And the cartel had the rated it was said 2020, the planning. The planning was rated said 2020. So you won't tell me that said 2020 we had an NSA, we had the police, all of the security apparatus in the country. Nobody discovered that place. Don't be fair to the government. If there's an area that the government for sure, we would have supported the rescue government. We will come on their platform, we'll condemn the government. But when the government is doing whatsoever that required by the Nigerian people, we should commence the government for that. Because there's a difficult situation. These guys are coming where they see that money, drug their money. And money you can use the money any kind of way. People who make it for $300, $200, and look at them, give them $5,000 per month. What you make cannot close the ground out to the car.
Okay, Mr. Davis, thank you so much. Liberal, 30 seconds, your closing point here before we move to the next analyst.
Thank you, Mr. So, what I can say on this subject matter is that it's a learning process for all of us. And this drug issue is an eye opener for many Liberians. And I think though we're suffering the result right now as a supporter of President Waka, as I stated, because it does not give us the opportunity to actually promote and showcase the president handiwork because of the drug issue. But at the same time, we're learning from it. And so I think with that understanding, any not just CDC, any other government that any other person that want to come and take leadership of Liberia will be scrutinized effectively, will be scrutinized by many Liberians based on these kinds of stuff. For example, Rescue 3, just to, where the people getting money from to build all the houses, where they getting money from to get clean. So those are things, and I'm not trying to associate that with drug dealing and what have you, but those are things that my Liberian minds are open to now. How did you get all your money like that out of a sudden? So those are things we're going to do. But Mr. Soul, one last thing. I have an appointment. I didn't do my Friday appointment. I have a Sunday evening appointment, so I'm going to excuse myself.
Where this seems to be a rough night. What kind of Sunday? What kind of doctor are working Sunday before you get?
Mr. Soul, Mr. Soul.
What kind of doctor? Sacramento doctor again? Work?
They telling on the
This is a dishonesty. So let me ask you before you go for your appointment. Let me do a cross examination. Should we even ask how this? Is it possible now that we can go much deeper and get a full disclosure of this FOIA project? Where the money coming from?
I think you're quite correct. Like I stated, this drug issue that is the Pandora box that has been opened, and many people now going to be asking questions.
Will you ask that question too?
Of course, I am asking the same question. I mean, you come to power, you are broke, just like me. You came to power, you are broke, just like me. Out of a sudden, you got $200,000-$300,000 house. How did that happen? And now we have a drug infestation in the country. It doesn't matter. You don't take party, CDC. Liberians will now be asking these type of questions. And any other person that's going to want to come to power, you better be ready to face these questions.
Including the FOIA project?
Including the FOIA project.
Will you ask that question?
I'm asking it now.
Thank you. Okay. All right, you can go to your appointment. I don't know what sort of appointment. I hope they can have some availability for us here so we can do Sunday appointment here. So we're leaving Terry and Rescue yet. Whatever they will do, what they can do. So Terry, let's come to you. Let's go to your points, and then we can have our colleagues to contribute, and we'll go down forward. Why is it so significant, important to you, your talking point? Terry.
Well, I think that the LDA boss have done a very good work. He have done a great work. And I think the opposition is trying to use this as a means to score political points. Because opposition is all about scoring political points, trying to get political relevance and all of that. This man were able to capture over $500 million worth of cocaine and burn it under his leadership for the first time in the Republic of Liberia. All of a sudden, a news outlet just jump on and say, man, somebody who is vying for the political office in Liberia, who have been promoting himself lately on doing some political gesture. And we can clearly see through the lenses because he have already declared his intention to run. All of a sudden, to start posting stuff about the LDA board that he entrapped into this thing and posting cars and all that kind of stuff without any detailed explanation in regards to what really happened, without any witnesses attesting to the fact that this is true, and that which led to the LDA trying to resign. And previously, we all know that this guy wanted to resign ever since because he said his life was being threatened. We saw something and he was coerced not to resign. But this one now, pressure rising, he used this opportunity to recuse himself. I don't know if he resigned or he recused himself, but I think he recused himself, which means probably he stepped aside. He did not resign fully, but apparently he stepped aside. I don't know if the recusing can be considered as resignation, but I think he suspended himself from my view.
I haven't seen the statement with respect to the LDA boss when he recused himself, meaning he moving himself out of the picture of any investigation so as to make it independent. But Terry, I'm finding it very difficult. You claim he burned the issue of burning. That's not it's for me. That's obituary. That's an obituary announcement because a crime was committed. That drug shouldn't have been brought in the country first and foremost. What is important? How did it get there? I think that's yeah.
But
Coming your talk, how it got there. He is the boss. His agency, his organizations, the group that he supervises is responsible to prevent illegal drugs coming into the country. So by virtue of it being coming into that country, he kicked the can down the road. And I don't want to believe if he recused, like I said, I haven't seen the statement, whether he recused or he's called for suspension. I don't think that was done without the acquiescence of the president. So, and for you to say it, somebody sit down somewhere in Switzerland or somewhere because of their Facebook or put pieces of things together that mounted caused him to resign, then I think he has a very serious problem if that's the case. Your last point before I go to your colleagues.
So it is just obvious that we don't even have the manpower when you come to how many people you got in the DEA as officers to control Liberia territorial borders to stop drugs from entering the country. You don't have that much. You get other security apparatus like the immigration. Even the immigration, the last time I checked, I think they're not even more than 1,000 persons. All right. But then we expect for these people to man the borders. How they going to do it? They're going to pray for God to send manna from heaven or angels then to man to do this thing. There are over thousands of border entries in Liberia. If you have a handful of drug, or if you have a handful of guys who working at the LDA as officers to track down drug trafficking into the country, how can that be possible? What is the technology they have? What are the equipments they're working with? What are they all mobile enough to tackle these things from bureau points and all of that various stations? The real thing issue here is, were they able to arrest and bust a major drug bust in the country? These guys have been doing well. As we speak, it is being reported that there have been no ghetto in the entire country. All right.
So I got to go to the other folks here. So your final argument before, I want to make sure that I gave you the fair chance. You're saying he had no business to resign. Is that what you're thinking? Or you think that it's Martin Colley's posting to resign?
I think that Martin Colley pressurized him to resign, and I think his resignation is going to cause a serious loophole. There will be a resignation is not good for us.
Thank you
for the rescue mission. Thank you
so much. This is a kind of headache sometimes people get, and you forced to paranoid when you hear these sort of bizarre arguments here that somebody took oath to protect, to defend a trained officer, that Alfonso So would just sit down here after getting his snack and yet pick up something and then cause Dr. Malley, when he was Minister of Education, to resign. That's something I find very difficult to believe. So I'm going to put it right in your own boat here. Rescue 3, Clarence Davis. Clarence, are you there? Or Clarence gone? Okay, so Prince.
Yes, sir.
So here we are. Terry is arguing that it is someone who is doing an extraordinary job. But I just sit here, or Prince just sit there and put things together, and then here he is, he resigned. I don't get it. What's your understanding?
Well, this is just a further proof that this is not a government that these people are running, but rather it's a cartel organization. Because if the honorable pastor can sit on this platform to tell us that the man who they once celebrated, somebody who was looked at as the darling of opposition, that it is his pressure that caused a trained security officer to resign, then it means we are not running a government. But again, we are not surprised. We have said this over and over. And I think this particular recusal is even belated. is belated in a sense that this man was used as a means or as a medium by Gregory Como and that of Joseph Nimapoeta to destroy evidence, to compromise the case, and to be able to leak out sensitive information out there. When we said it from the very beginning that Fitzgerald Biago was compromised, people on this platform, they said we were making fun. In fact, what we were saying had no iota of truth in it and XYZ. But here is it today that this man, who we know wanted to resign, and he was then stopped by the system because they feared that he was going to, disclose some of the information that he already had on the regime. They insisted that he should not resign. This is a man that is telling us that he wants to recuse himself. And when you even look at the executive marshal response or the president's response, he is a bit reluctant. He's a bit reluctant giving this man for the 8 hour and etc. etc. Look, there is no way that you can be able to, put this thing or sweep it under the carpet. The first thing that we are expecting is the president must be able to turn over his son. Remember, his son told us when that particular, video came up of the cartel, releasing information, his son told us that he is aware of these people. We saw communication, and his son alluded to that. So why is it that Mr. Brecker does not have the temerity, the balls, to be able to turn over his son?
Thank you so much. There was a specific question here before I go to Ketot and Dr. Malian and the last few. Rescue 2-3 is here. Let's hear you. Clarence.
Theo?
Do you agree with Terry? His argument is pressure from Martin Colley, lay him to resign. Do you agree with me?
No, I didn't agree with him, Theo. The reason I agree with him, in Liberia, they say, where there's a smoke, there's a fire.
Okay.
Knowing fully well that they may took over, he never had a speaker. The card that the people are talking about is very essential in the discussion. You working, the very first thing the driver had been accused of working with the cartel. Who knows? In the head of the DA, the paper that was offered to him, the people may like the man that was communicating in a paper unknown to him. He may have received the paper in good faith, but who knows at the end? The cartel wanted to get a communication to know whatsoever the DA will be discussing concerning them, so they will be able to be on top of their game. And he received the paper as a gift from the one of the cartel members. I think it's questionable for the BR to ask him. So I agree with Terry. The tension not only coming from Martin. So while the person in Republic of Liberia will only listen to one side of the story, we are and start taking action.
Okay. What a good observation. Yeah, because that's what conflict of interest. Because you get something that you the only person God know that they can get blessed. There are a lot of people who need car. Why do you? But so Kata, let's hear you and breaking Dr. Mali.
So I would like to address quick 2 points. Things here so that I can move on with that conversation. First of all, Dr. Mali, a president is always a president. That's the reason why when they call Barack Obama President Obama, they call President Bush, even though they are not president. The fact that you don't want the title to be on President Weah. You don't want him to ever be president of the country. So when they say President Weah, it's like upsetting to you people, and that's a sad thing. We will continue to call him President Weah because I started. Number 2, Terry. Martin Colley is not an opposition. The last time I checked, Martin Colley propaganda against President Weah caused him to lose election in Liberia. He has always been the government supporter, a unity partisan. This time around, he decided to speak the truth to government. He never been opposition. So when you see that's the intellectual dishonesty we talk about. And that is the thing that's spoiling our country because you guys come and you push the kind of narrative that is so dangerous. So if some of us not here to check you people, then they will just run at the opposition say no opposition call nobody about car that Martin Colley put it out there. And the last time we checked, Martin Colley is a government supporter, 100%.
Thank you.
So look, let us go to the issues of the car and all that kind of stuff. You know, to be honest with you, a CEO, this government has done so much evil to itself. And it's so unfortunate that our brothers are
Evil.
blinded by loyalty.
What's the example of the evil?
Fine. You know, when I sit down, I've been hearing a few times, like the likes of Evan Mervyn Snow and Amara Connor saying, "Oh, where the opposition, where the civil society group, the opposition is weak," and this that. That I say the government has wounded itself so much that the opposition don't have to talk. Look at what is happening to this government. Almost everybody is conflicted with bad governance, bad decisions, drug-related issue, or when it rape issue, and you know the school issue, the area students issues when it comes to school, all kinds of things playing. Only things that they don't have no idea of. People lying left and right. So how
All right.
can they go? The very supporter coming out to tell the world that look, this president has failed our people. But then the likes of Terry and the so-called independent Dr. Mali on this platform will want to lecture us on something different.
Thank you so much. So here we are, Dr. Malit, the onslaught coming from these surrogates, these supporters. They are the fixer. They are the Micah Cohen type from both CDC, from the UPs, and all of that. So it's unbelievable. Let me hear you.
Well, I sincerely want to take my hat off to the LDA boss for stepping aside. He has done the most honorable thing. When you are accused in a responsible government, the honorable thing to do is to set yourself aside and get other people to look at you in their mirror to come up with a fair judgment. So Martin Colley, I rather want to dignify his post on this thing. No. I think this guy, he's just an honorable gentleman. And it's somebody I think we need to keep in this government if he's not found guilty. But if he's found guilty, he should be penalized. All right? These are the type of people we are looking for in this government. And secondly, Keto just said, oh, you president. Yes, I agree with you, Mr. Keto. Once you're president, you always a president. But there's a but there, there's a conjunction there. You are a former president. Even in this country, they refer to them as former president. Their star or supporter may refer to them as president. No problem with that. But for the purpose of the record and our listener who are listening here, I have nothing personal against former President Weah. He is just a former president. We have a sitting president, and we have to follow suit on that. And lastly, the draft issue, as far as I'm concerned, I think the government has made some strides. But I still have few observations. Those who were linked, like the IG and other things, can they do the honorable thing to step aside and let the neutral body come in to investigate them as they want to pursue that line?
So quickly, Dr. Mallet, and that's a good observation that we cannot ignore that. We don't know yet. We cannot draw a conclusive decision as to whether the data, but who should take the bull by the horn? Because if they are lying, if they are accused, and all of their surrogate, their close-up people are all being accused, indicted, that is a concern. What then should the executive do in these directions in order to create everyone transparency?
Well, I think the executive is acting in good faith. The executive applied this strategy to the House when it came to the Asson case. They brought people from South Africa because there were the accusation and counter accusation. So the burden is still on His Excellency. He can still call for outside help, come and investigate all these people, including the implication of his son. So what we're seeing here is that, like the president's son, there was a phone call. It's very suspicious. So come up with an neutral investigation to vindicate the president's son and vindicate the IG. I think this is where the sticky point is coming from, and the opposition continue to pound on this issue. And I don't blame the opposition pounding on this issue, because we should do the honorable thing, like what the LDA boss have just done.
Okay, so let me spin it to Terry quickly before we move here. Terry, don't you think we saw here, like Dr. Malley said during the Awesome case, the IG reached out to his friends, folks in Minnesota, and we saw the team going in there to create that sort of transparency and openness with respect to what happened. This time around, we are not hearing it. We are not seeing anything as far as we are concerned. If it is behind camera, off camera, that's a different thing. But considering all of this, all of the top commissioners, deputies under his watch, they are currently behind bars. Don't you see that as a failed leadership within the police system that is quite enough that they urge you to say, you know what? I think I need to back off from this thing, but he's still waiting for the president to take a decision. You don't see it that way?
No, I don't. And for what we need to understand, even the LDA, there's a guy they call Abdullah Sharif, and 4 others, but dismissed from the LDA, and they are undergoing persecution. It did not still implicate the LDA boss himself, who currently recruits himself. So and even the NSA, the deputy director for the NSA, is also undergoing investigation. So then why Prince C. Johnson, who happened to be maybe the NSA director, why he didn't resign? So, when these people come up with all these conspiracy theories because the opposition is targeting certain key players in the Unity Party government, knowing very well that they are strategically positioned and working hard, then we who support this government will not sit down and allow that attack to go on. Because most of these people are they who have unraveled this big drug bust and are doing very, very well, like Gregory Coleman and other people.
Thank you.
The joint security is the one investigating. And the joint security is investigating. It's like security on security. They are investigating every sector of the security. We don't need international. In fact, right now we got drugs enforcement agents from America in Liberia helping the process. So why would people keep saying we need international investigators, blah, blah, blah? If we have today, are you not satisfied with the amount of exposure and high-ranking government officials in the security sector that are being arrested now and sent for they are being investigated? They're going through investigation. Are you not satisfied with that? Do you still want us to be investigating, keep sending for people in America? Can't American people can't let us say we're not a country with country friends.
Okay.
So I think yeah.
Yeah, we're making progress.
Can I just make one little interjection?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, the interjection here is that we are calling for outside sources because there are accusation and counter-accusation going on. That's the reason why we are calling for outside forces.
Dr. Malley, we already got outside forces.
No, who are the outside forces?
Go and read the internet. Go and read the internet.
No, I'm not reading the internet. We got
people from the drug agency in America, in Liberia, that are helping the investigation. You didn't listen to the Minister of Information?
We are not talking about that. We're talking about neutral body that will come and investigate.
But we are a country. We don't need neutral body to investigate us.
No.
If your previous administration couldn't do it, this government is not going to be like the previous administration.
You guys are doing a complete disservice to this government.
That's not true. We are a country.
We need an outside investigation.
We don't need outside investigation.
Okay,
we can investigate ourselves.
Why we have outside investigation from South Africa, from other places where they ask, okay, why?
Gentlemen.
Why?
Let's leave
because they choose because of forensic investigative tools. We didn't have all those things. You didn't listen to Gregory Coleman.
You can borrow those tools. You can borrow them.
You can borrow them.
You can leave them.
If you don't have people to use them, you can borrow them.
No, but
who will use them for you?
They came because we wanted a neutral investigation to come
No,
up with
that's
neutral
not that. We
outcome.
already got
No,
people that can do neutral investigation.
go and read the tablet. It's
Please,
there.
That's not true.
can we make progress, please? I want to
We are
move.
country.
Oh, yeah, already.
We're entitled to our own investigation. Thank you.
Come to Prince. Prince, I know you mentioned a talking point. That was a little crossfire. Yeah, it's okay. Everybody defending. Mr. Collins, the protection is on the alligator. Dr. Mali on the other side standing for the independent folks. But Prince, let me just bring you in. Your talking point. But before that, what's his name? David Clarence, are you still there? Clarence gone off? Okay, Clarence gone off. But let me just bring in Prince. Prince, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Yeah, quickly here. We are running out of time. I want to make sure leave here within the time to say here. But I know you brought in your talking point. What is the significance of that for your colleagues to talk about it? Why? Why you think?
Yes, so you can see that this government is seriously disjointed and is protecting, especially the office of the president, is protecting certain individuals and also protecting his family. You and I are aware that when that video came out, they specifically called the name of the president's son. He did not refute the information. He did not deny the information. He alluded to the fact that, yes, he knows this guy, he has been in communication, and etc., etc. Tell me, for God in heaven's sake, what is stopping this president to turn over his son to the investigators so that they can find out how did he get to know these people? What is the relationship between he and them? How they got to know each other? When was that particular relationship established? These are sincere questions and sincere requests that we are making. Unfortunately, Mr. Brecker is yet to turn over his son, who is a very major component of this particular investigation. That is one. The second thing that we are looking at to show that this government is hiding something, read the write-up of Mr. Kolako, the superintendent of the Monrovia the Monrovia Central Prison. This man was able to give us a clear analysis and description of what happened at the Monrovia the Monrovia Central Prison. That while he was on duty, fast forward, that there were individuals in plain clothes who did not even identify themselves, that entered and said they wanted to interview, the guys who were in prison. He decided to call his boss. His boss said, I do not know these people. He even called the deputy minister for prison, and they said, we do not know who these people are. Tell me, for God in heaven's sake, let's take politics out of this. Let's be sincere. Amen. Even if it is the NSA that is carrying on operation, there is a hint from the higher ups that will tell you that, look, so operation, is about to be done, stand down and give these people, the corridor for them to conduct one or two. But for a group of people to enter in the central prison, and at the end of the day, without no identity, without no anything, to be able to torture this brother and threaten him, only for him to raise an alarm, to see the justice minister coming up to come and defend it. This is to tell you that this government is keeping something very sinister. Don't even believe that. Let's look at the people that the president said he has suspended. Do you know that these people, as we speak, they are relaxing to their homes? They are having fun time. They are plebunasing, Santa Claus and Mickey Mouse. Now, how do we carry on even this investigation when the very people who you accuse of being part of it, these people are interacting with the very people who, quote unquote, are cartel, and they are interacting with the public on a daily basis? Don't you think that their release in the public could be able to destroy major links as we speak? These are things that we must be sincere to speak on. Now, let's look at also the issue that we talk about, the government cosmetic approach on this whole thing. You can now see from all indication, as we are seeing on the show, between, the Reverend and our legacy, our neutral man here, you can see the exchanges. You can see that this particular approach is cosmetic on the part of the government. Because if it is not cosmetic, our international partner requested that the ship that was on the Liberian waters be arrested. You know of what happened. At the end of the day, the government told us it was because somebody went live That was why the ship escaped from the Liberian waters and went all the way on the Atlantic Ocean, and the security apparatus could not go there. Remember that these people are receiving some of the highest budgetary allocation. For God in heaven to tell me that the Coast Guard that we have, they don't have boat to go on the waters, when we have Fantikino traveling from all the way of Ghana and coming to Liberia, leaving from Liberia and going all the way to Senegal, Fantikino, then you want us to believe this kind of, this kind of flimsy excuse and poor excuses around here? Look, Mr. Bweka is hiding something, and what he is hiding is his name. We will expect that by tomorrow, Mr. Bweka will muster the courage to say, look, there is now time that we must put Liberia above every other personal interest. Let me turn over my son to provide the right information. Let me turn over Gregory Como, because remember, Gregory Como is also compromised. All of the people that are around him, in fact, he was accused by his chief investigator that the 10,000 I was giving, he received some of the money. But yet it's the man that is still there. There's the man that is the justice minister. He's calling the shots and doing everything. Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's leave it there. When we call your attention, please, we want to make sure we work within the time frame. Terry, you look at this argument.
Mr. So, sorry to say, but Prince Sherry is just saying things in circles, because obviously he does not even understand government. Prince Sherry is telling me with the action that the president have taken to allow the joint security to investigate something that his government did not do, to allow the joint security to investigate this matter to an extent that is unfolding that 4 persons from the LDEA, including former chief of operation, Abdullah Sherry, is now going for prosecution. Abdullah Sherry admitted that he admitted that he was part of the whole, he tampered with this drug stuff. He admitted to that. And this is the reason why I'm coming from the place where I'm vindicating the LDEA boss, because with all this thing going on, there's a possibility that that vehicle could be brought in by the former chief of operation who admitted to tampering with the drugs in custody. So this is the reason why the guy who resigned, when he read his recusal letter, he stated clearly, he said, look, I know within myself that I am not guilty of anything. That is why I'm calling for a transparent investigation. But my fear is, if he leaves the investigation now, what do we stand, what the risks we expose the LDA to? What the risks? Will they not cover certain things that was being unfolded?
Thank you so much.
As we go along. So that is my fear.
All right, we'll put that fear to rest. Keta, what's your own fear?
Well, my fear is the government will do nothing, absolutely nothing to catch the bigger fish. But I would like for us to just, before I know time is fast spent, to talk about the border issue. The drug issue is very significant.
Yeah, when you definitely a part, I'll let them know we'll come to that.
Okay.
So we're doing it.
Okay. Yeah. So the whole drug issue, look, the chip gonna fall to where it's supposed to fall, because this case, the media and the other pressure group are not going to let this case slide. This is the reason why the government is forced to make the concession they are making. But the concession is not as great as it's supposed to, because we know, according to what we have gathered, there are bigger fishes in this whole thing. The IG said very, very high-ranking government official. He said in the security sector of government, he said officers, he said government officials are involved in this thing. And so we are waiting. Some of the things that I keep hearing.
So officers are not government officials?
All the things I keep hearing. All the things I keep hearing, right? The IG, other people like the senators, or what his name, Edwin Snow, said that, they said some past and present government official, hard-ranking past and present government official. So I'm asking the senator to call on Gregory Coma. Maybe they can go into, this, or close proximity where they will have detailed information as to who all are those people in high places. And let it get the security apparatus to know those people, and they can pick them up instead of coming up to tell us and we see nothing.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, last 10 minutes, I want to tap into yours. I want to tap into Dr. Mali.
Yeah.
You heard it, guys.
I'm telling you, this is very fascinating tonight, and especially we have our listeners focusing on this program. For Prince Sherry to come on this platform and saying that people that were arrested, they are all cruising in a very home. I'm challenging Prince Sherry to produce that evidence.
Correction.
Why is true? No, give me a chance.
Well, can you correct him, Mr.
Why it is true that
bring your correction through. I will use it. Don't worry. Let me finish the point.
Why it is true that these people were arrested? They are nowhere in our newspaper that these people are hanging up in their very home and cruising off. I mean, we can't be saying this kind of thing on the platform when we don't have justification. And Prince Sherry will have to retract his statement. That's politics. We can't do that. These people were arrested. What I know, they can be handed over. They can be handed over to their lawyer. Their lawyer can sign for them. Even at that, I have not seen it. But to say they are all cruising in a very home and therefore the government is not serious, that's unacceptable, Mr. Sharif. And you have to rebut this thing.
Can I correct you now? Can I make the correction?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
So even though Prince Sherry on the line, Prince Sherry will correct himself, but Prince Sherry did not tell you people that were arrested or hanging on the street. He said people the president suspended, fire. They didn't carry them for prosecution. They are enjoying themselves, gallivanting and doing all the things on the street. He didn't tell you people that were arrested. He didn't say that.
But Mr. Keto, let's draw the line here. If people are suspended, they should be set to Belayala.
But then why you suspending? Why you suspending when you're not investigating them?
It's on the county, please, Mr. So. This is
because the investigation is ongoing.
Hold on one second.
You suspended.
They have to be charged.
You suspended. So what?
Two more persons. The topic I want to complete is 10 o'clock. I want to get out of here by 10:15.
We're not running a communist system.
First, let me give you 1 minute, please, and I mean strictly 1 minute. I'll bro 1 minute.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Keto, for that particular correction. I said it. I remember when the Honorable Funate Kofa was arrested and, in this arson case and taken to the police station. We saw a press conference from the Liberia National Police that they were in fact sitting right in the police office. We also saw video to the effect. Some of these police, they were doing video. Where are the videos that we've seen? Where is the press conference from the media or from the arm of the Liberia National Police to tell us that these people are in the police custody or they are in any custody of the Liberia National Police? Those that were suspended by the president, they are at their home enjoying themselves, drinking beer, and Breca is aware of it. This is a scheme by the government to be able to enrich themselves with drugs money. We stand firm on it, and the facts and evidence are there. We will not retreat whatever we have said. We have said it, and that will continue to say. Do you have any evidence of the government telling that these people are in possession or the police are in possession of these people? No.
Thank you so much. Let's go to our caller. Riverside Pro is on the line. Pro, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Where are we going wrong this evening?
Oh, the government has failed the people, man. The government failed the people, the lack of transparency in this whole drugs business. How long they drag their feet, the lack of the lack of consistency. It's too much. These people came to rescue, so that was their mantra. That's why they sold to the Liberian people. These people have failed. They cannot even get their act together. They are casting blame, trying to pull former CDC officials into this. This is terrible. Joseph Boakai, you said you were going to have a war on drugs or whatever you call it. It's not materializing. This government is so weak. Look, recently or so, When we had that boat, I know you guys talking about the drugs, but I want to link it to that ship. That ship that came on your territorial water. Territorial water. They could not even get to that ship. When I listened to one of the, I don't know, he's the Navy commander or whoever, he said they didn't have the capacity. I'm like, are you kidding me? You cannot. And then I think the ship was detained in Ivory Coast. And
let's see here.
now you catch a ship for 5 minutes. You couldn't chase the Ivory Coast guy. Then now you try to get the credit. Then they say, well, you know, we got a regional thing. There's somebody, somebody talking about, the United States itself. I mean, they call on people. I said, that's a lie. I never heard any boat within the American territorial water. Every boat from Mexico, from Colombia, they are seized in the United States. Yes, if it gets on international water, that's different. But this ship was on your water. You couldn't even stop it. Now you're trying to bring America in, talking about America themselves can call people.
Thank you
so
much.
Yeah.
Let me go to this number here, 267 number from Pennsylvania. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. So. This is Vinicius Boba.
Vinicius, let's hear you.
Yeah, Mr. So, I see this edition being on President's son and king with photos and other stuff. Now there's photo all around Facebook showing President George Weah, former President George Weah, Moba Molu, taking picture with the drug cartel Geneto Bobolu. So is the president, former president, part of the drug cartel too now, or Moba Molu?
That's a good
because everybody putting blame, are we going to take it for that? We're taking pictures of other people to be part of the drug cartel?
You remember this guy, you say, Jerry, you can pull your blame on me. So everybody putting blame on people. I love that. I love that. Okay, this guy calling. Let me hear from Lion.
So putting blame and therefore the investigation to find out who are in the drug cartel issue because ready to come to conclusion on this.
All right.
Thank you very much.
It seems to be the seditions are rallying their people from north, the west, the south. Lion Nyakun is on the line from Fargo, North Dakota. Let's hear you. We are already out of time. I need to go to Matuka. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Mr. So, you know, what I came to debunk the constant, you know, propaganda, the Unity Party and its surrogate, they continue to make comparison with CDC and Unity Party. We always say party because the general public, they want the public to buy what, you know, maybe this comparison that, CDC government not already did well about drugs, or CDC government encountered $100 million worth of drugs. We never had the same circumstances when it comes to drugs business. CDC never had the same circumstances. When American intelligence gave the intel about the $100 million, and with the judiciary, what they did, you know, but we arrested that. Okay. The Unity Party had the second stage Unity Party government. They initiated the whole cartel business, the whole drug business into the country, and their second regime, of this current regime, they continue to bring drugs into the country. Their officials surrounded all money up with the drugs business. Even the man who resigned, he should have been resigned a long time ago. We know how the circumstances. So y'all stop making comparison with CDC and Unity Party when it comes to drugs business in the country. We never have anything to do with drugs business.
Let me go to this number here. We don't want to leave no one behind. 502 number 1316. Caller, what's the name and where are you calling from?
Calling from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, you gotta speak louder a little bit, buddy.
Calling from Louisville, Kentucky.
Seems to be a regular guy here. Good evening, happy Sunday. What are you here today, my man?
Yes, same to you. Yeah, I want to add Prince Sherry this evening. Who did the shipping blame? Because during job administrator, I think the processor, Samuel Maggie, the 12. So the reason they put sensor on there, we can start Jawia with them because they are executive member from Jawia side. So the reason they put sensor there, we can say Jawia part of them too. That's my question to Prince Sherry.
All right, we'll find answer to that question here, but I got to go. Thank you so much. We're not taking call now. I just want to deal with the folks here. I think this is fascinating tonight. So, Dr. Mallet, Keto, let's hear you. If we can use 5 minutes, and then Dr. Mallet, his points, and then we can wrap up. The border.
The border issue is
One or what? Where is it? How far away?
the border issue is getting so complicated. News reaching us today and on social media, the Guineans are asking the Liberian security that left the Sodoma border move into Ofoya and establish a checkpoint there. The Guinean authorities are telling Liberians or immigration officer to even move deeper into Foya, that they are going to take over that place because it is part of the Guinean land. And in fact, what the news that reached us say, the Sodoma border has sewn up because of the rain. And so where they had the checkpoint, where they had the flag and the Liberian young people, when they raised our flag up, the water covered that whole area. So there's nowhere for them to sit. Now they are coming deep into Liberian territory and asking our security apparatus to move. Unfortunately, President Bouaka returned from Sierra Leone when they went to that Africa ECOWAS program, and he said he was optimistic that the situation was going to improve, that Dumia was going to reconsider whatever his decision to pull his troop back. It is different. We see the diplomacy they've been talking about. When we speak, they say we're pushing the war drum. Today, we are not pushing war drum. We are saying to Liberian people what is happening at the border, what the president knows that he's not telling Liberian people, to the extent that Guinea have the audacity and the fortitude to stand up and ask our people to leave our own soil. That in fact they're going to start implementing taxation. They have started constructing infrastructure at the border, and they will make people to pay fees to enter the country. Say that again, you.
No. I think you have said enough. Let me just get Terry, the other folks' reactions. I have to go in 5 minute time. Hopefully, we'll get Mali's point, Dr. Mali's point. Terry, here we are. The border gone, or do we still have hope? The land.
So obviously, I don't want to buy into Keto them position. The border is not gone. We are negotiating diplomatically, and in subsequent time, the matter will be under control. I know that the division looking for all kind of small point then to chunk in, and to my friend and brother Prince Sherry, the Magnitsky Act is not just for how you call it thing, Tabata political stuff. The Magnitsky Act is for those government officials in government around the world, especially allied nations to America, who are involving corruption and human rights violation. Those are they that will be affected by the Magnitsky Act. And when your president was in power, he did not fire those people. He did take action, but he took a very linear action, which was suspension. And then later on, the people resigned. All right. So this government cannot be compared to CDC government because you guys did not persecute any government official for anything whatsoever. With the border issue, Mr. So, it's a matter of diplomatic negotiation. And the president had already spoken in that he's making strive on the international world to make sure to put this thing to bed. So I'm not going to buy into Spoon TV talking Tabata all over the place, trying to project, a narrative as if to say our government is collapsing. That
Thank
is
you.
not true, and it's unacceptable. Thank you.
Dr. Malley, quickly here, what is the missing language or word with this whole border thing here? Do you think the government, PRO, or the government has been forthcoming, the government been very honest, or some sort of politics in the making, as usual?
Well, I think the government has not been forthcoming to provide the citizenry with adequate information on a regular basis on this thing, you know. Wait when something happens before the government speaks. And a responsible government shouldn't be in that business. Now they have provided a lot of rare meat for seditions and their followers to create a dancing zone. Look at the information Mr. Keto just brought. I never read this thing in any of the newspaper. Where the people, where the floor even uprooted these people, and they have encroached on our dry land, and we're coming to lose our territory. I mean, this is politics. This is not analysis. This is politics. But again, I think the government should be forthcoming, be giving all detailed information about this thing from time to time. We should not wait until something happens before we start speaking. And lastly, CEO, I just want to make one point of correction here. Let me just elevate the conversation of suspension. Suspension is an administrative act. It's not a criminal action. You see?
Thank you.
Suspension is a temporary removal from office. So Prince Sherry cannot tell me that since the people are suspended, we should transform Liberia into the communist state and we hang out them in their houses and put them into jail. Our Honorable Prince Sherry, this government is too responsible to do that. Maybe the CDC, maybe they have that kind of feeling. But I don't think the government
The independent is speaking. Please clear the road, Keto. Clear the
so
road.
let's just make that clarification. It's a temporary removal from office. The dictionary tells me that. So they cannot be incarcerated.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Listen to the Bella Yala man talking, my people.
The independent voices. That's what we're talking about.
We'll wrap on here.
I did not make my point on this issue.
Yeah, we'll come there. We'll be your closing right now. I'm already out of time. I hope you guys will bear it. But let's just hear Dr. Malley. Dr. Malley, what was your point? I know I got a little bit distracted.
The time is fast spent now, but I think my point is on this 55-year-old senator who was born in Bella Yala. And I'm very confused why he did not run there as senator, but he rather came to my Guinea. But this guy is taking on one of the airway in Liberia, telling his audience that Liberia is bleeding. Really? Liberia is bleeding? I can't believe this statement.
I hope to listen to that. Maybe do you want to?
Yes. In a much I will be in some economic and political disagreement with this government. Equally so, the government has made a big difference. But if we start using the adjective, Liberia is bleeding, then that means this 55-year-old senator know about bleeding, for which he trying to identify a bleeding in this government. So that means the CDC helped to bleed our country, drain it down, so they still remember their past history and want linger to this government. But I don't see any economic, political bleeding in this place yet. There are other problems, but I don't see it. And so I challenge the honorable 55-year-old senator who was born in Bella Yala, but escaped to run in my Gibi County
Is this the independent?
to justify.
All right, Keto, please. So why are you attaching numbers to his hints? What's the significance of that?
Oh, you know, when you make this statement, we try to look at your age and your experience and where you were born.
To see whether he has wisdom?
Whether he has wisdom.
Is that independent here? Is that independent?
Okay, guys, what a fascinating conversation. We want to do a 1-minute closing. If you didn't say anything, you had a chance to respond. You didn't respond. You were going to have a minute, 30 seconds. And I just want us to keep it precisely to that point. We have to wrap up to go. But I think it was very peaceful. It was very cordial. It was very firing. Everybody somehow, some way, the opportunity to protect their own alligator here as usual, and that's what we anticipate here. So let's start with the closings. Let me go to Prince, and Prince, you say you didn't respond, so it's going to be a 1-minute 30 second, and I mean 1 minute 30 second. Go ahead.
Yes. So with the border issue, I want to say that the president has been very, very insincere to the people. Very, very insincere to the people. He began by telling the Liberian people that information, when we first put out the information that the information was inaccurate, it was incorrect, and that was not truth. Independent people had to go there to verify, and indeed it was truth. So that is the first red flag. With the issue of even the, $10 million home that he's building, this president informed the Liberian people that he had absolutely no knowledge of what that place, is, or where it's coming from, who even initiated that project. He told us that only later for him to come and inform us that it was a Mano River Union project. So you can see that this president is very, very much insincere to the Liberian people. He has never been truthful. He has never been sincere. And that is what is happening with this drugs issue. Now, here is the issue that we should be talking about. This man's son, the son of the president, made the Liberian people to understand that he is aware. He knows these guys that made that particular video, that the video was authentic, according to the police director and all of those who are investigating. Why is it that this man has not been able to turn over his son for an investigation so that they can find out the information, how he got to know them, where they ever met, and etc., etc.? Why is he hiding it? Furthermore, to close on this issue, we all know that Mr. President has been dealing with these people. When this man took over, we saw him going to Guinea-Bissau with a plane. Who gave him that plane? Have you found out who gave him that plane? Who is the friend that he was talking about giving him a new plane? What he went to do in Guinea-Bissau, that up to now we don't know. Few weeks ago, Gregory Como also went to England, the place that the first drugs headed on the 6th of May. What he went to do there, up to now, Gregory Como has not told us anything about his mission in England. We believe that Gregory Como needs to be arrested. The son, Katan Bweka, needs to be arrested, and even the first family needs to be arrested. And we are at the verge of calling the United States to make sure that Mr. Bweka is arrested and turned over for further investigation. We are at that particular juncture.
Thank you so much. That's a citizen arrest now he's calling for. These are not the words from the LPR, but we do facilitate these high call conversations. What his name, Keto? Let's hear you.
While we made two people on the scene, so I speak at now. Dr. Mali should speak. I'll be the last.
You and Dr. Mali now the scene, sir. You know what we.
No, serious though. Because you want to keep the two people that are on the scene, so Terry and Dr. Mali on the scene. But anyway,
go ahead. Let's say I plead the fifth.
No, I'm speaking. Terry go on ahead. Terry will talk about that. So look, on a serious note, it was a beautiful show tonight. You understand? Dr. Mali, when we put out information, we don't put out fake information. You will come back to me, you call me, I will play a tape tomorrow. Because you call me and you'll be asking me questions.
You got it recording?
The information at the border is real. The Guineans saying tomorrow, and you hear it on the news because Spoon is going there tomorrow, that they are coming to move the Liberian security from the post the Liberian security are presently occupying so that they can occupy that place. It's not something I'm making up. I'm telling you stories that are true. Secondly, the drug situation in our country has become so bad. Our country is bleeding. Senator McGill didn't lie. Our country is bleeding. We have never in the history of our country, I have seen so many government officials, from the executive to the legislature to the security apparatus, everybody named implicated in the kind of big time drug situation in our country. We have never seen it before in our society. So yes, our country is bleeding. Our country is bleeding because we've got young men and women on the street who are zombies or resemble zombie kind of people. We see them happening. We see people in our country that are constructing multi-million-dollar homes all over the place. We don't know where the money coming from. We see president building presidential palace in Foya, a village place that the university that right before his eyes, he can't even do it. We know that money not in the budget. We know where it come from. We see erecting, closing Wall Street down to erect his own building. And then look, we have serious work to do in our country, Dr. Mali. And I think if you take the partisan hat off and be so independent as the CEO say, I'm discovering now that the CEO is truly undercover like the Dr. Mali who is saying on this platform, calling his friend 55 years old. I see he is not being intellectually dishonest. And that's what is happening on this platform tonight.
Wow, that's quite fascinating. Thank you so much. Okay, let's hear you, Terry.
Well, it was a good show again. Thank God for the day. Wilton Ketter and Prince Sherry, you guys are living in a world of illusion, wherein you refuse to come to terms with reality. But unfortunately, the eyes of the Labrampo can see, they can decipher the difference between your leadership and this leadership. You don't need to wear glasses to see that. So the problem here is that, Mr. So you talk the Prince Sherry is accusing the president's son. Can you imagine? Without any evidence, without anything, he just jumped and just started accusing people. He did the same thing. He said the president, the last time he was saying, the president killed people in King George, blah, blah, blah. Gregor Coleman did it. That's how he talked. And I understand it. I get it. Bro, you political, you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that I should be honest, right? But you refuse to acknowledge that the Magnitsky sanction is against corrupt government officials and is also sanctioned against human rights violation. And those sanctions rain down upon your administration, including the person that Dr. Malish, one of your guy, the honorable man, including the honorable man that Dr. Malish just talked about, right? That says the country is bleeding. Can you imagine being in that state and telling us that the country is bleeding? That is the reason why CDC is not coming back. Because the Labrampo don't trust you. You guys are not honest enough to tell the people the truth.
Guys, they don't like that word. You're not coming back. That's a
They're not coming back, Mr. So. And that is why they're finding it difficult to going all over the place looking for means to get small point there, or on Facebook, they're adding number up to justify that former president we are is getting, no. Opinion pool stuff. It's not going to work. Because, listen, Mr. So, what would make the people to believe you is when you come to them and tell them, say, look, they think what the people said we did yesterday, some of it was true. We admit that we did some wrong. But here is the truth here. We are willing to rectify it. Like Joseph Boca, he said, look, we squander opportunities. The people say, if this man can confess on public radio and TV that he squandered opportunity, let's give him the chance. You have not done that. Every time you come on the show, you defend the wrong. And then you're telling us that we must agree. Look at the other day, you said the project. So Eugene Nangbe, that was standing up with one of the guys who were accused of drug. Should we use that picture as a means to accuse Eugene Nangbe to be somebody who involved in drug trafficking?
Thank you so much. So, Dr. Mali, this is quite interesting. This reminds me about this show long time to Roxy Cinema, Black Dragon Revenge the Death of Bruce Lee. That what we're doing with these people there. Complete Black Dragon Revenge the Death of Bruce Lee. That's what we're on here.
But to be very frank with you, I think Mr. Keto and Mr. Sherif are doing more harm to the political image of former President Weah. Because the bleeding started from CDC. They continue into this party, and then they're trying to stop the bleeding. Then you're telling all the bleeding is on. Okay, but not alone. But there's another question. People are even wondering whether the CDC is a political party or a court. Because
that one not your business.
People start speaking the word. If people start telling me, Mr. Sherry start telling me on this platform that His Excellency President Bouaka should be arrested. I think this is the CDC philosophy they're trying to unveil to us here. This is a democratic country. The men were duly elected. In as much we disagree with him, we will have to go through the democratic process. So you can only remove him at the ballot box. You can have him arrested. You cannot, Mr. Sherry. So if this is the language they've been preaching in CDC, and CDC is not a political party. It's a communist-oriented court that came to rather bring this country down. And we'll have to address this issue. And besides that, I think it's about time for the Election Commission to review some of the election law since the communists stroke court is coming back now because these guys come back. They're going to better this country.
Thank you so much.
To better this country.
Yeah. Calling off because he's talking Tabata. Call him off.
I'm beginning to be very afraid right now.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a conversation here this evening is.
The independent voices are speaking.
Or today that independent. See the pastor. See the other fake pastor here. When they talk in their favor, then that independent way.
Independent, yeah. Oh, no one can put a better at a point of firing score. He don't want to talk about.
I think it was a great conversation. No interruptions. I mean, everybody is strictly to the point. And I think this is what we should do. We should agree, disagree, allow people to speak their mind, whether we like it or not. That is a healthy conversation because it helps to make, to talk on things that we believe in. But I'm hoping that with considering all of these that are going on with this whole drugs thing, I believe that I'm surprised at this time that the Senate, they have not even called for investigation with that FOIA thing because it's concerning. We want to know where that money coming from, especially when a sitting senator called that his son was giving, who was a chief patrol, whatever person, specific instruction, and they have not asked. I don't know where that statement by Gregory Como, if it was Honor Charles Taylor, even Samuel Doe, he been dismissed because he indicted the government as a high security person of the country. People rely on him to have go before the media, not just only local media, international cable wire, that they are stakeholders, people within the government. That is a self-indictment. I'm surprised. He needs to answer questions. He needs, and not just, he needs to provide more clarity. There's more that he knows about that you and I don't know. And the only person that can call into that point is the House or the Senate for sort of a clarification of a statement, but we are not seeing that happening. Gentlemen, Terry Collins.
That's a fun point, Mr. So, that you just made lastly, that only the Senate, because if the Senate or the House could call him to ask him to inquire, what do you mean? That is their position.
And that's on the chairman on national security. It should be the one to convene. There must be a select committee. They are not indicting him, Mr. IG. This is what you say.
Right.
Because his statement, if you look at his statement and the statement of the certain other senator who said his son was given specific instruction with respect to that. So then something not right, but here we are, nobody talking about it. They are not talking about it. It's just a cloud that hangs.
But that should be the work of the Senate. In as much as I don't think Gregor Coma is involved, but it is the work of the Senate to score him and say, you made certain statement. We want to know, what do you mean?
How you think they were calling Bester? So when you remember the former DEA boss that they went to Mika and told Mika that we got people in the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary.
Also, ever mentioned about calling on Brown, Senator Brown, on this thing here?
Webber Brown?
Brown. No.
He's the one said his son told him.
Yeah.
Right. But
you see, Slow and Americana ever spoke on it to say, we need more clarification. Have they said anything? No.
I think they spoke on it on Spoon, but they didn't say they were going to call to ask him.
And calling for
investigation. Right.
That has not happened. So it's just a job.
The problem with Webber Brown, they just get on. Somebody just sit down on the network and just call you. You get on the show and start talking.
I think
you even inquire from your lawyer, nothing. You just are implicating your son.
To be honest, what Stanton has done or he's doing, he really get the bone in the esophagus of our Liberian politician.
Seriously?
And he has been working because by the time that what happened when you see these officials, when they do not have spokesperson, when they do not have special aid, when they're doing everything for themselves.
They're greedy.
Because and then some politician will do that. They just call you on the radio. You just call, you start, look at the other lawyer the other day. He completely indicted himself. Did a good job on that. Man, but hey, well, then you represented somebody and you don't ask other people. Man, those people, I don't know.
The people in Ghana, they plenty of junk down.
I saw he throw his monkey ring, somebody there trimming.
Somebody was before in the trial, and the man can call you with boldness, like he's the one presiding over the case. And you see people trimming, they vomiting. I don't understand. There is no credible brother grew up in Monrovia City that stand on water spoon with coerce like that. No credible. Because most of the things he don't do is not even in place. I don't know why these people. Anyway.
Because when you do that, you have a chief of staff, you have a public relation officer. They call you when you're serious, they invite you. Then you become a guest, then you have an adequate time to speak.
You see?
As soon as they call their name, they start calling and start explaining. And sometimes
even the vice president, Mr. So, one day the vice president manager called the vice president in the night, in the morning.
God,
the vice president answered the phone and started talking. I said, oh, talking. Yeah. The Congo need to come back.
The other one you're talking about, inside.
Yeah, inside. Good.
All right, Terry, thank you so much. Keto, thank you so much, and all of our folks. Well, folks, that does it this evening. I'm Alfonso Zayasot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. If this is the first time, we say thank you for sharing your evening with us. Follow, like, your comment, your tweet, your suggestion as to how we can enhance quality conversation on this network. It matters. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant Sunday evening. By God's willing, we'll be here tomorrow. Even the Liberal were here, but he knew he was going to be getting into a hot seat. He said he get doctor appointment. What kind of appointment on Sunday? Maybe he can just go to, if you say he's going to emergency, that's a different thing. But when he found out that his position, he can't defend certain things, then he used his engineering skill. He said he get doctor appointment. He got no doctor appointment. Maybe he know what he's going to do. Guys, thank you so much, Hanan. Thank you to Wallen Davis. Good to have you here. And all of you, Mamalud, and all of you great people. Sly, as usual. Dr. George Tuttle, thank you so much. Diana, good to have you. Mr. Prince Double. Prince, I'll send the link to your messenger, but apparently you didn't see it. George, thank you so much. And all of you guys. Evelyn, thank you for your time. By God's willing, same time, same station. We'll be back here tomorrow with the Liberal Progressive. Come. The Tabata of all Tabata will unleash tomorrow, coming from the Liberal Progressive. Have a pleasant evening, and I will see you. Bye-bye.